Hey everyone, and this is the final battle between the Killer Nacho and I on the Poke Ladder mixed tournament thingy. So sorry I haven't been able to upload. I still don't have a headset. I'm actually borrowing someone else's, but here we go, and I need to upload something. So he leads off with Solomons and automatically goes for Draco Meteor, and I'm like, live, Foxy, live, and he does just enough to put at least some stealth rocks up. So he goes for Draco Meteor again and misses, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty gay. So I'm able to get the light screen up, but then he just goes for an outrage and that kills Uxie. Oh, poor Uxie. Oh well, so now I'm going to go into my Suicune, and it's going to take the outrage like a beast and like a champ, and yeah. And I'm going Ice Beam it for the KO, which is pretty awesome, because now I have one of his OUs out of the way. Into the Solomons, yay! That kind of rhymed, didn't it? Oh well. So, yeah, here we go. Now he sends out a Politoed, and this Politoed, like, walled everything in my life. Not really, but I go into Happy, and he's like, yay, about life, and he gets off of Hypnosis. I'm pretty sure he was gonna go for Hypnosis, so if I want anyone to sleep, it's Happy, because Happy doesn't like being asleep, and he'll probably wake up first turn and go for Thunderwave. Will he? Will he? Will he? No, he won't. I'm just kidding. But, yeah, it's pretty cool that I'm finally able to upload something. Right? Okay, so I actually do wake up and I get Thunderwave, and I'm going to use the Seismic Toss, and that's gonna, yeah, do that much. Oh my god, and then he gets a Parallax, and his Rotosteel does absolutely nothing in this in this battle. I'm like, wow, man, I think Happy put so much happiness in that Thunderwave that he was paralyzed with happiness. I don't know. But whatever. So I get inside my second galley. I didn't have anything to take a close combat. So I'm like, I'm so sorry, Happy. And he's like, why did you do this to me? Oh well. But yeah, Happy goes down, unfortunately. I go into Rampardos, and this is like a jolly, and I'm like, okay, this Rampardos is gonna do something in this battle. And he sends out Registeel, and I completely forgot he had Registeel, so I went for his Zen Head, but I'm like, oh yeah, Registeel. About that. I was gonna go for an Earthquake, but I ended up, yeah, whatever. So I go into Suicune, and this thing's paralyzed again, and I get lefties, and, I don't know what this thing has, but he withdraws and goes into his Politoed again. I didn't know if he was going to stay in or not, but he didn't. He goes, and I surf this thing. And he's thinking, man, Water Absorb would have been epic on this Politoed, but whatever. He wants his Politoed to be the perfect counter for Heatran, and it is, pretty much. Go for another surf. Excuse me. And, and I knew he was going to, like, Toxic me or something, but I don't really care, I guess. So, Poison's going to hurt, duh. And he goes for the Hypnosis because he thought I was going to switch, but I end up just roaring just to, like, scout out his team some more, get some Stealth Rock damage and whatnot. And he has a Mismagius, and I'm like, I should have known that he would have had this thing, but oh well. So, now, if he goes for a sub, then I'd be able to bring it with Surf, and so he's up switching and goes into Politoed to take the Surf. And I'm gonna get lefties, but the poison damage is just racking up like mad crazy. Suicune's like, why are you killing me on the inside? I'm like, I'm sorry, Suicune, you know I love you. So, this Suicune has been poisoned so much. Anyways, I went for another Surf, and it does nothing, and we're doing nothing to each other except the poison's hurting me. Duh. And so the Politoed's like, I'm eating leftovers just like you, Suicune, because Politoed wants to be like Suicune when it grows up. And, I don't know. But it goes for another surf, and that's gonna KO Suicune, and, that Politoed is gonna sit there with its mouth all open like, yay! Forever. And so I go into Jolteon, which is like, lol, because I never used Jolteon, even though it's my favorite Pokemon. He was actually really surprised. I'm like, he's like, you used Jolteon? And I'm like, yeah, I used Jolteon. It's my favorite Pokemon ever. So, and I use another Scizor, and I'm like, I can take one bullet punch. And this is my Specs Jolteon, because, I wanted to try it out more. And I go for another Thunderbolt, and because this thing was really, really bulky and junk, it didn't KO. But I get a paralyze, and then he goes for another bullet punch, and I die. So what really decided the game was right here when I go into Galad, and he gets a pair of hacks, and I go for a Psycho Cat because I was thinking he could have. I didn't know that he was within Stealth Rock range because I thought he might have switched and went into Miss Magius for like a close combat, and then I would have had to switch, and then that would have been game. But yeah, it's silly me. So he gets another pair of hacks because I had to switch, and if that was another decisive point in the match right there, as he probably could have Iron Head me and killed me, you know. But he didn't, and now he sends out Miss Magius, and because I have Mold Breaker and I am Jolly with a Scarf, I can outspeed Miss Magius and not quite KO it, which is funny because Rampardos' attack is like amazing. And I told myself my Rampardos is going to do something, and finally, my Rampardos was able to do something. Seriously. I never gave up on it. It's like my Rampardos is like the TheKillerNacho's Rhyperior, you know? It just never does anything. But when it does, yeah. But, you know, that's game, and we all know that he should have won. Yeah. And I kept, I don't know, whatever. So, rate, leave a comment, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.